channel Dentistry to the Point. So sorry for the inconveniences and for the delay in the videos. We are extremely sorry. Yes, it had been a longer time, but we are sorry and we are getting on track. So if you're seeing this face for the very first time, or if you have forgotten this face, then hi, I am Saloni Jain and we make videos related to dentistry on our channel. So in this video, this is an ending video, a concluding video for candidiasis. Yes, finally it's a concluding video. So far, if you have forgotten, let me remind you that we have made a first video which has the introduction, predisposing factors and classification of candidiasis. Secondly, we have the primary acute forms of candidiasis. In the third video, we have discussed the primary chronic forms, and in the fourth video, the candida associated forms, namely your denture stomatitis and angular cheilitis. So do check that videos out, for which the link I'll give in the description box, and throughout the video I'll continuously pop I buttons here. Also, now we are moving to the last part of the unit, that is the secondary oral candidiasis. Or if you haven't watched the first video wherein we have dealt with the classification of candidiasis, do watch that. Then only you're going to understand that yes, these are the secondary oral candidiasis forms. Now, the word secondary itself means that is coming after something, thereafter, okay. So similarly, secondary is after primary. So definitely the lesions which, or the types which we are going to see in secondary, they are going to have oral lesions in them. But apart from the oral lesions, what happens is secondary. So starting with the secondary oral candidiasis, so here we are going to discuss four majorly actually the secondary form is not that important as compared to the primary forms, okay. But then since a long note question can come and you can fetch marks if you include this also there, because mainly everybody focuses on the primary forms because those are important. But if you like two lines on these also, you are definitely going to fetch good marks and you'll remember me that time. So in the secondary oral candidiasis form, we have four types. The first one is chronic mucocutaneous candidiasis. Now the name itself suggests mucocutaneous, that is involving the skin and the mucous membrane, okay. So it is characterized by chronic candidate involvement of the skin, scalp, nails and mucous membrane. Mucous membrane is nothing but the outer lining of things. So either is your oral mucous membrane, so it involves your skin, scalp, nails and mucous membrane. Patients also exhibit various abnormalities in the immune system, that is your impaired cell-mediated immunity, isolated IgA deficiency, reduced serum candidicidal activities. Now, this is an extra line you would say, if you remember it's fine, if you don't it's totally up to you. And they are usually resistant to common forms of treatment, okay. So now this chronic, as you can see, now the involvement is increasing. Abhi tak we have dealt with the involvement of the oral cavity. Now since it is a secondary form and it's going to involve the skin, scalp, nails, everything, so the seriousness of the disease or the severeness of the disease is also going to increase. Chronic familial mucocutaneous candidiasis. Now this chronic mucocutaneous candidiasis can also be familial, that is hereditary tendency or genetic in nature. So chronic familial, when it is transmitted, when it shows genetic transmission. So chronic familial mucocutaneous candidiasis is an inherited disorder, often occurs early in life, usually before the age of 5 years. So it occurs in small children or infants. Equal gender distribution, oral lesions occur in these children. Simple as that. Now you can say that this chronic mucocutaneous candidiasis can be of two types or two variants, or these are completely two separate entities. You can say any way like that. Just because the name is same, it is chronic localized mucocutaneous candidiasis and it is chronic diffuse mucocutaneous candidiasis. Now the name itself suggests localized, that is pertaining to specific areas or specific locations. Diffuse, widespread involvement. So this is a more common condition and a severe form as compared to the diffuse one, which is the least common form, okay. It rarely occurs. It occurs early in life, okay. It occurs late in onset. So according to the Lehner, the studies say that it occurs over 55 years of age. It occurs in people who are over 55 or 55 plus years of age, okay. Both has no familial or genetic transmission. Here we talked about a variety where there was familial mucocutaneous, where there was genetic transmission, but here there is no familial or genetic transmission, which is common to both of them, okay. Granulomatous and horny masses on face and scalp, nails involvement is also present. So the main striking difference, if you see a clinical picture, is that here now, since it's a more severe form, so there is, masses like guchas, bunch. So there are masses or bunch, these are formed on the face, scalps, and even nails are involved. Okay, so there are granulomatous masses formed. But here there is extensively raised crusty sheets involving the limbs, groin, face, scalp, shoulders, nails. So since it is localized, it is more localized to the face and scalp, but it is widespread, so it involves your limbs, groin, face, scalp, shoulders, nails, everything. So extensively raised crusty sheets are nothing like, in Hindi I've told you that's papdi, or layers, the skin layers that chips off and that type of thing, that skin is falling and it's very crusty in appearance, that appearance, which will be more clear by the image. Increased incidence of other fungal and bacterial infections are seen in chronic localized mucocutaneous form, while no other abnormalities are seen usually in association with chronic diffuse mucocutaneous candidiasis. Okay, so this is just like, this secondary form is actually not that important, I'm telling you again. So if you skip this part also, it's good, but it's always better to learn more so that you write less, because you write less in the exam. So if you keep this in mind, it's going to help you in a way. So this is less common form, but then we'll quickly see so these are the three forms we say, and we'll quickly see the next form now. Okay, so moving to the last type of secondary oral candidiasis, it is candidiasis endocrinopathy syndrome. Now as the name itself suggests, that is, candidiasis is associated with any pathology of the endocrine system. So when these two are associated, that's a syndrome. That is a candidiasis endocrinopathy syndrome. Okay. So genetically transmitted condition and characterized by candida infection of the skin, scalp, nails, and the oral mucous membrane or the oral cavity in association with either of these endocrinopathies. That is nothing but your hypoadrenalism, that is your Addison's disease, or hyperparathyroidism, or hypoparathyroidism, or hypothyroidism, or ovarian insufficiency, or diabetes mellitus. Simple, nothing to mug up here, just the name, that is candidiasis endocrinopathy syndrome, that is candidiasis in association with endocrinopathies, namely your hypothyroidism, hypoparathyroidism, ovarian insufficiencies, diabetes mellitus, and hypoadrenalism. Nothing. Next, moving on to the histological features now in general of all the types of candidiasis. Now since you already know that it is caused by fungus candida, and we have discussed in the introduction part also, so nothing but in each and every form you're nothing but going to get the same histological sections, right, because the organism is same. So it can be smeared on a microscopic slide and can be fixed with 20% potassium hydroxide and examined for the typical hyphae. Obviously we have discussed in the introduction part about the hyphae and the yeast forms. Okay, it can be cultured in a variety of media like the blood agar, cornmeal agar, and the Sabrod's broth. Also histological sections of biopsy from the lesions of the oral candidiasis shows presence of yeast cells and hyphae or mycelium in the superficial and the deeper layers of the involved epithelium, more easily visualized if these sections are stained with PAS or methenamine silver. Easy. Nothing. Either it can be biopsy. Now, by so far you have known that obviously in histological sections, either you will observe under the microscope, smear the slide and observe, fix the slide and observe. Either you will take a biopsy or you will culture the organisms. So this is nothing to mark up but the basic. And now finally moving on to the last part, that is the treatment. And the main motto to discuss the treatment in the last and all together is because if I would have discussed the treatment after everything, the treatment is actually same for each and everything. Either depending upon the severity, the course can be prolonged or everything, but as you know now, this is a fungal infection and it is a mycotic infection caused. So definitely you are going to give antifungal therapy. So definitely the treatment is going to be common to everything. So that's why this is the aim of discussing the treatment at the end, because each and every type of candidiasis has the same treatment in all together. Okay. So moving on to the last part, that is treatment. So in the treatment of oral candidiasis, we have firstly the removal of the cause. Now, as we have already read that denture is a very important causative factor in candidiasis. So, replacement of the denture or relining of the denture or either regular cleaning of the denture is a very important thing, or any factor, any traumatic factor is present in the oral cavity that is responsible for causing, so that has to be removed. Next is the most important thing, that is the most common antifungal agent you must have been listening always, that is nothing but your nystatin, either topical or systemic formation. So it is either in the form of suspensions or preparations or tablets of 250 mg thrice a day for 2 weeks. So this gives a clearly good results, and the chances of recurrence with this are relatively very low. The recurrence chance are more until and unless it is complicated with endocrinopathies. Okay. Otherwise, nystatin plays a very good role in eliminating candidiasis. Next, you have cotrimazole, that is 10 mg tablet dissolved in the mouth 5 times a day. Okay, so you have to keep in the mouth and revolve around the mouth and dissolve. Then you have amphotericin B again, which is bacterial, fungal, both effect it shows. So 5 to 10 ml of oral solutions used as a rinse and then expectorated 3 to 4 times daily. And then you have mucostatin cream, also other antifungal agents like fluconazole, itraconazole and ketoconazole. Ketoconazole, correct. Okay. So this is a short treatment, as you can say. As I told, there is nothing important in the treatment because it's all about the antifungal agents. Okay. So here a small trick, I can say a lame trick I have devised to learn these, the initials of these, like we take if, that is your itraconazole and fluconazole IF, and then you take amphotericin B ka AB and then cotrimazole ka C and MNN of your mycostatin and statin and K of ketoconazole. So it's like if after ABC directly MNs come. Okay. So this is just a lame trick. You can devise your own also, but it is if after ABC, if directly after ABC MN comes, then okay. So okay, now we write K. So that's why just a lame trick. If you can remember that way, otherwise you can remember it directly also. Okay. So this is finally all about candidiasis, dealing with every kind of candidiasis. We have dealt candidiasis in major detail for oral pathology, oral medicine, both. I hope that you find them useful, all the 5 to 6 lectures which we have made on candidiasis. Please go through them thoroughly and definitely you will be able to score good marks and write a good long note if this question occurs in your exam. So if you understood the video and liked it, and all the videos if you liked it and the topic you liked it, then please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Also hit the bell icon so that you are notified every time we upload a new video. Thank you so much.